Hello learners, I'm Akash. I completed my BTech from NIT Rourkela in the year 2020. Currently, I'm a mathematics teacher. Now let us see how to solve this given question. Here we have to show that the area of the triangle formed by the tangents at these 3 points on the parabola. Okay, uh, these 3 points are on the parabola and the tangents at those points will form a triangle, and we have to show that triangle's area is this 1 by 16a into mod y1 y2 y2 this. Fine. I'm gonna go a bit slow. First, you have to understand what they are asking. Okay, fine. Now, what they are asking is, see, stay with me. Let's go. Let's make a small diagram. First, we should understand, right, what they are asking. Only after that we can know. Okay, fine. This is what we have to do. Now, see. Let's say parabola is like this, somewhat like this. Y square is equal to 4x. This is our parabola. Fine. It touches at origin. Let me take tangent's color as different. Okay, this capital X, capital Y. This is the parabola y square is equal to 4x. Okay. Now, let me use some other color. Yeah. My first tangent is here. My first point is here. So, okay, let me take it here, somewhere here. So, tangent at this point. What is tangent? What is tangent? Tangent means the line which touches the curve at only one point. So, let us draw it. I know I'll be going a little here and there. Please accept it. So, there's my first line. This is touching the curve at only this point. Okay. Likewise, take one more point like this. Let me take it somewhere here. Now a tangent here. It would be somewhere like this. No, it's not exact and not that good, but something to understand. This is the second tangent. Okay. This is L1, this is L2, and the third point is here. So this one. So if I'll draw a tangent there, so I'd be getting somewhat like this. Wait. This is my L3. Okay. Now see what exactly is happening is at this first point. Okay, this first point I took it as, if I'm not wrong, I took it as D. In textbook also they took it as D. I'll use some other color so that it will be easy. This point is, you can take it as D. This point is E, and this point is F. Okay, fine. So if you'll see the tangents, they are meeting at 3 points. What are those points? Let me change the color. First point, second point, and third point. Okay, now what did I take means, like you see, D, E, F, the 3 points are D, E, F, and fine, I think I took it as D as P. Okay, fine. Fine. Let's okay, see, tangent at D is this one. You see, yeah, this L1. Tangent at D is L1, and tangent at E I took it as L2. Okay, it should actually be L2. It should actually be L2. This one should be L3. L2 and L3. Okay, fine. So tangent at E is L2. Okay, and tangent at F is L3. I know this might be a bit boring. You guys might skip to directly to the working, but in case you want to understand what is happening, you see the tangents are forming a triangle. The triangle is this. D and D. See, lines L1 and L2 are intersecting at this first black point, and that point is nothing but point P. This point is P, and tangents E and F. E and F, if I am not wrong, E is here, L2, F is here. So E and F here, they are meeting at point Q, and this point, the last point is R. This last point is R. So we have to find out the area of this triangle PQR. Let me just highlight it. This triangle PQR area we have to find. This we have to show that it is 1 by 16a into that. Let me just shade it so that it will be more clear. This triangle's area I have to find out. Fine. If you feel it's complicated, you could skip this and directly go to the question. I'm just giving you some understanding. Like to summarize whatever I taught till now is basically there are 3 points D, E, F on the parabola. Tangent at D is L1, tangent at E is L2, and tangent at F is L3. Tangent means I told you it touches the curve at only one point. So these 3 tangents are meeting at forming a triangle, and the triangle points are PQR. Okay, and we have to find out the area of this triangle. Fine. I think I'm right only. Wait, just a second. Let me just confirm the points. D and E give P, and E and F give Q. E and F give Q. Am I right? E and F give Q. Yeah, yeah. You see this point, this line, L3, L3 and L2. These two are meeting at Q and R. Fine. Now let's start the actual question. This was just understanding the question. I'm sorry if I bored you, but let's go. I wanted to explain to those who want to know like what is happening, what we are actually finding in this question. Now let's get started. This D it's already given x1 comma y1. Okay, let me change the color. D it's already given. It's x1 comma y1, and E is x2 comma y2, and F is x3 comma y3. These 3 are points on the parabola. Okay, this is already something that is given. So I mean x1 y1 z1, I mean x1 y1 x2, I'm taking it as D, E and F. Okay, I'm giving it as D, I'm taking it as D. D, F are not given, I mean the points are given. I'm denoting it as D, E and F. Now see, the points can be taken in parametric form like this also, in another form, which is at1 square comma 2at, sort of like parametric way. Okay, fine. This is also because you see here there are 2 variables x1 and y1. Here there is only one variable, at1 square comma 2at1. So t1 is only variable. Likewise t2 is the only variable, and here also t3 is the only variable. Fine. So these are the 3 points that are there. Fine, that are given. Chalo. Now what they are asking is, first we have to find out the equation of tangent at D, at E and F. For that there is a simple formula, that is tangent at D, equation of tangent at D is T1y is equal to x plus at1 square. You can work it up. At E is nothing but T2y, and at F is nothing but T3y is equal to x plus at3 square. Fine. Mark them as equation 1, 2, 3. Okay. You can remember this y and all. I don't want to cover that here. Okay. It's lengthy. Fine. Now we got the line equations. You see, we got the line equations like L1, L2, L3 equations I got. Now I want to find out the point of intersection of L1 and L2. This point P I want to find it out. This point P I want to find out. How? Just solve the 2 lines to find out the point of intersection. Now how to solve? To find the point of intersection of tangents at D and D, solve 1 and 2. How to solve? Just subtract equation 1 minus equation 2 gives. Now T1y minus T2y is equal to x plus at1 square minus of x plus at2 square. Okay. Equation 1 minus equation 2, like this minus this and this minus this. Simple, right? Now in these two terms, take y common. So y, if you take common, I get y into T1 minus T2. Y is common. T1 minus T2 is there. Here if you will see x plus at1 square minus x minus at2 square, because minus would go to both. X and minus x cancel out. At1 square minus at2 square. Fine. Chalo. Now next take a common. If you will take a common, I get a into T1 square minus T2 square. Fine. Now next, what is a square minus b square? It is nothing but a minus b into a plus b. So T1 square minus T2 square is nothing but T1 minus T2 into T1 plus T2. Fine. Chalo. Now if you see, this T1 minus T2 and this T1 minus T2 would get cancelled, and I would get y is equal to a into T1 plus T2. Y is equal to a into T1 plus T2. Okay, I got the y coordinate. Now I need to get x coordinate also. Now how to get the x coordinate? I got y, right? So just put y is equal to e into T1 plus T2 in 1, so that I could get x. Our equation 1 is this. See, in that y is a into t1 plus t2. I just got it. So put that. So t1 a into t1 plus t2 is nothing but x plus at1 square. I want to find out x. Now how? Now see, at1, like t1 a into t1 is nothing but t1 square a, which is nothing but at1 square. I just wrote it like that. Next, t1 a into t2, that means at1 t2. Fine, just basic multiplication. Now again, at1 square and at1 square cancel. At1 t2 is equal to x, that means x is at1 t2. So the point of intersection is p at1 t2 comma a into t1 plus t2. One sincere request, don't cancel like this in exam, it doesn't do good. Okay, fine. So we got one point of intersection. Likewise, similarly the points of intersection of tangents at ef and fd are q a t2. See here 1 2, here 2 3, simple, you don't have to put in a lot of effort. Here 1 2 a t1 t2, here t2 t3, here t3 t1, t3 t1. So 1 2 2 3 3 1, cyclic order sort of, you can remember. Fine. Okay, chalo, fine. Now one thing I wanted to share with all of you is a bit about time management. Many of you feel like, okay, there is very less time I have now, what to do? Like for anything, let it be studies or for other things. See, time management is actually priority management. Now what does it mean? Let's say study is your priority, then maximum of your time will go for study. If playing is your priority, maximum of your time will go for playing. Simple thing. So prioritize what you have to study. If that you will do and you will get the clarity, then naturally you will be able to allocate time for that. Okay, fine. And till now I guess it might have been a bit heavy. Let me try, let me say something. I'm thinking about something. Wait. What was that? I'm not able to think about it. I was thinking about some joke, but I'm not able to recollect it. Sorry. Okay, anyways, one thing we could do is just have a smile on your face so that it relaxes you. My sincere suggestion. It doesn't cost you anything. You can smile for free. It's free. You don't have to pay anything to anyone. Okay, and it relaxes you. So please have a smile, and now let's continue. I know this could go a bit long. I'm going a bit slow so that you guys can understand. Now see, now we got the points P, Q and R. If you remember, I got the point P, Q and R. Now area of triangle formula. Now next I have to find out the area of the triangle. Okay, fine. Now what is that? Area of triangle formula is just these points. You just have to write them. Like this is my first point, second point. I mean these are my 3 points. These are the coordinates, right? So area of triangle PQR is nothing but absolute value of half into det of a t1 t2 a into t1 plus t2. This point. A t1 t2 a into t1 plus t2, and next second point, next third point coordinate, like you see it's there, and then 1 1 1 is there in the third column. Fine, this is a formula which I expect you to remember. Okay, fine. Now let's get started. Now if you see in the first column, this is my first column, this is my second column, this is my third column. Fine. In the first column, take a common. We can take a common, okay, from determinants, one of the properties of determinants. Like a is there, you can take it common outside. Likewise in column 2 also, I can take a common. Fine. So I'd get 1a from this column and another a from this column. Only once it will come. So 1a from here and 1a from here. That's why you see in the next step a's are not there. A into a by 2. This absolute value is necessary in the textbook also. It is given like this because you see this determinant can be negative or positive, but area is something that is always positive. So that's why absolute value of this determinant value, absolute value will make it positive, absolute value of negative is positive. That's why. Okay, now chalo. So this is what I have. Next I am going to apply something known as row operations. Matrices must have been the favorite chapter of many, I know. So I hope you remember. In case you forgot also, it's okay. I'll go a little slow. I'm applying two operations on this determinant. R1 implies R1 minus R3 and R2 implies R2 minus R3. Okay. Now if I'll do that, I'll be getting this. A into A is A square. Fine. Now see, what is R1 implies R1 minus R3? It means that element of R1 minus element of R3. See, element of R1 minus element of R3. In place of this, I would get T1, T2, I would get T1, T2 minus T3, T1. Element of R1 minus element of R3. Likewise, element of R1 minus element of R3. Like T1 plus T2 minus of T3 plus T1. Likewise, 1 minus 1. Okay. Next, what I would get is R2 implies R2 minus R3 means this operation. R2 implies R2 minus R3 means element of R2 minus element of R3. So, element of R2 is T2 T3 minus T3 T1. Fine. Likewise, this minus this, like T2 plus T3 minus of T3 plus T1 and 1 minus 1. I hope it's clear. Now, basic simplification. Now, if you see in these two terms, T1 I can take common. In these two terms, I can take T3 common here. And if you'll see T1 plus T2, see this element T1 plus T2 minus T3 plus T1, that means minus T3 minus T1, that means T1 and T1 would cancel. I had left T2 minus T3, I'd be getting T2 minus T3. Likewise, here T2 plus T3 minus T3 minus T1, so my T3 would cancel and T2 minus T1, because minus would go to both, please remember that. So that's why I got here T2 minus T3 and here T2 minus T1. Okay, and 1 minus 1 is 0, 1 minus 1. As I mentioned, in these two terms, I'm taking T1 common. So T1, if I take common, I'd get T1 into T2 minus T3. In these two terms, I'm taking T3 common. So if I take T3 common, I'd get T2 minus T1 like this. Fine, I hope it was clear. In case if you are feeling I'm going a bit slow, you can increase this video speed. Okay, fine. Next, let's go. Now, one more, now I'm taking something else common. If you'll see row 1, this is my row 1, this is my row 2, my row 3. Now in row 1, if you'll see, here I have T2 minus T3, here also I have T2 minus T3, 0 it's fine, 0 you can write it as 0 into T2 minus T3, okay. So from the first row, I'm going to take T2 minus T3 common and it will come outside, okay. There will be one T2 minus T3. Likewise, from the second row, this row, there is T2 minus T1 here, there is T2 minus T1 here. So again, 0 I can write as 0 into T2 minus T1. So I can take T2 minus T1 common. So in the next step, you will see that it will be absolute value of A square into T2 minus T3 into T2 minus T1. This and this common parts won't be there. T1 1 0. You see, because if this is taken out, only T1 is left out. If this is taken out, 1 will come. If this is taken out, T3 will remain. If this is taken out, 1 will be there, because T2 minus T1 is nothing but T2 minus T1 into 1. If that is taken common, 1 will remain. Okay. Chalo. Fine. We are coming to the end, guys. Relax. Relax. Now, expansion of this determinant. Fine. Expansion of this determinant. It's going a bit long. Even I am feeling a little tired. Sorry. Chalo. Let's come back. So absolute value of A square into T2 minus T3 into T2 minus T1. As I mentioned, it came common. I took it as common, so it's outside. Now next, expansion of this determinant. I'm telling you a simple technique. Okay, this one's determinant values. This one's determinant values. These two are zeros. I am expanding along column 3. These two are zeros. The determinant value is nothing but 1 into you close the row and column in which 1 is there. 1 into T1 into 1 minus T3 into 1, which means T1 minus T3. This entire determinant's value is 1 into T1 minus T3. That means T1 minus T3. That's all. T1 minus T3. Okay. So absolute value of A square T2 minus T3, T2 minus T1, T1 minus T3 by 2. Now next, absolute value is nothing but modulus. Absolute value is nothing but modulus. That's why instead of writing absolute value of this, I just kept modulus. Fine. Now next, I'm going to do a little rearrangement sort of things. Like now see what exactly. See, a square is positive. A square is positive, positive symbol. Okay, a square is positive, so that can be kept outside of modulus, because positive number can be outside of modulus because it will never be negative. So modulus outside you can keep. Likewise, 2 is also positive. 2 also I can keep it outside modulus. I can keep it outside modulus. Fine. Next, T2 minus T3, I kept it as it is. Okay. Now, if you'll see in our final answer, they are expecting us our answer to be y1 minus y2, y2 minus y3, y3 minus y1. So cyclic order 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1. So here if you'll see 2, 3 is there. Here 1, 2 should be there, but 2, 1 is there, like T2 minus T1. So what I'm doing is I'm taking minus common. I'm taking minus common. If I take minus common, I get minus of T1 minus T2. So 1, 2 pattern I got. Likewise, T1 minus T3, I took minus common, so I get T3 minus T1. So entire thing is in modulus. Now minus into minus is plus, so I get T2 minus T1, T, and after this, one more thing, I'm doing a little rearrangement. So minus into minus is plus, so minus is gone totally. Now T1 minus T2, keep it in the beginning, 1, 2 pattern, 1, 2, and then T2 minus T3 will come in the between, 1, 2, 2, 3, and then 3, 1. This you keep it as it is. So I get a square by 2 into mod of T1 minus T2, T2 minus T3, T3 minus T1. I hope this step is clear. Nothing much was done, just a little rearrangement here to here, here to here, something like that. Okay, just a little rearrangement I did. Now, next. Now this is there. Now if you'll observe now, my final now this answer which I got, the area answer that I got, it is in terms of t, but my answer should be in terms of y. They asked 1 by 16 into basically y1, y2, y3, but here t1, t2, t3 is there. Now what to do? If you guys remember, I took x1, y1 as at1 square comma 2at1. I told it parametric form, something like, you know. So y1 is nothing but 2at1. y1 is 2at1. y1 is this 2at1. Fine. So in place of if I can get something like 2at1 and 2 likewise 2 y2 is 2at2, y2 is 2at2, and y3 is 2at3. This is there in the first step. Like for I wrote dx1 comma y, let dx1 comma y1 is equal to this, let e x2 comma y2 equal to this, and f. Fine. Chalo. Now how to get that 2a, 2a, 2a? Just multiply and divide. Just multiply and divide. Now what I'm doing is, see carefully. Here I wrote by 2a, by 2a, by 2a. In the denominator there are 3 2a's. Likewise in the numerator 1 2a, 2a and 2a. Simple. I hope it is simple, right? See, because if you'll cancel out, I would get back the same step. Now I just multiplied and divided by 2a 3 times. Okay, 2a, 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 and in the denominator I'd get 3 2a's. Fine. To nullify, like since I multiplied in the numerator, in the denominator also I have to keep it, so that to nullify that. Fine. In the numerator I multiplied, so in the denominator also I have to keep it. Fine. Now, chalo, pretty simple from here. 2a would multiply to this and this, like to this and to this term and to this term also. So 2a into t1 minus 2a into t2. 2a would get multiplied to these two. This 2a would go to 2, like 2a t2 minus 2a t3, and this one also 2a t3 minus 2a t1. Fine. Now something happened here. What is that? See, here a square is there. So 1a and a square gone. A into a square gone. 1a is left out, and 2 power 4 is 16. 2 into 2 4. 4 2s are 8. 8 2s are 16. Okay. Now as I mentioned, what is 2a t1? What is 2a t1? It's y1. y1 is 2a t1. Okay, so in place of this I would get y1, in place of this I would get y2, in place of this again y2, y3, y3, y1. So 1 by 16a into modulus of y1 minus y2 into y2 minus y3 into y3 minus 1 square units. It was a long journey. And I must appreciate you if you have seen the video till here with patience. Vapre, this means that you are very serious about learning. That's good. I'm happy too. see that you are interested in studies and I could help you by explaining. I hope you found this video useful. Fine, it dragged a little in between, I paused also. Fine, it's okay, it happens. And one more thing, please be careful guys, like see, exams will be there, stress will be there. Some stress is necessary, because if stress is not at all there, then we will be like, who will study guy, who will study, like will be. But if you take too much stress also, it's not good. So there should be little fear, little stress, that okay, I have to study, that pressure, little pressure should be there. Fine. And in case you liked this video, please hit the like button, it will encourage me to make many more of such videos. And please do subscribe to my channel if this is your first time coming across it. Once again, thank you.